Good day, Miss. Today I'm going to take you on a journey to San Fernando Hill, where we can view the condition of the hill and its surrounding environment. So, this is the main entrance to San Fernando Hill, and it can be found on Circular Road, Monterey Post. In the newspaper article titled, What San Fernando History is Made of, shares a bit about Monterey Post that holds a part of San Fernando's history. During the British ruling, Monterey Post was the area in which Husay massacre occurred on the 30th of October 1844, where British troops fired their weapons on a crowd of Indo-Trinidadian Muslims who were commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Hussein. It resulted in 16 people killed and 80 people injured. This year would be the 141st anniversary of the Husay massacre. In the video, we can see many structures surrounding the hill, such as this Wassa facility, which would supply the environs and the hill with a source of water. The first place we are heading to is a pond that formed the water runoff of the hill, mainly from precipitation. On the way to the pond, I saw a little hummingbird and I thought it was great to take footage of it because it's rare to see them today. I grew up in San Fernando near the hills. My family resided in areas such as Vista Bella, Monterey Post, and Springville, where seeing these birds was a norm at the time. I was attending primary school in those days, so it's been over approximately 9 years since I saw a hummingbird in San Fernando, so it was a great deal for me. I suspect the urbanization of San Fernando today as a culprit behind the rare sights here. But back to the pond. There were great amounts of lily pods and cattails in the water. However, there weren't many signs of aquatic life. Near the pond area lies a functional basketball court built as part of the San Fernando Hill Restoration Project that was launched in 1976. Quarrying on the hill, prompted by the development of the surrounding San Fernando area in the 1850s, greatly reduced the size of San Fernando Hill. It was a health hazard where debris from explosion would struck houses and people in the area. After the ban of quarrying in 1976, this restoration project was launched, and it was important because it allows us to access this magnificent site today. At the foot of the hill before the journey begins, there's a guard booth and two signs. One is a disclaimer for liability, where the Forestry Division that oversees the park is not accountable for losses, injury, accident, or death. The second sign gives us a little history on the hill and why it is a natural landmark. It reads San Fernando Hill originally had a sugar loaf appearance, and it is the most outstanding form in the Naparima Plains. It was also called Naparima Hill, derived from the Amerindians' words Ana and Parima, meaning one hill. San Fernando Hill, therefore, also known as Naparima Hill, is a historical geographical landmark that lies in the heart of San Fernando, Trinidad. San Fernando Hill is historical because it was once the place the first people or Amerindian people once settled. These groups came from the South America by canoes, where they landed at today's San Fernando Wharf, where they would then walk up today's Carib Street and High Street to the hill. On the hill, they performed ceremonies to worship their god. It was their sacred site for worship. I apologize in advance, miss. You're going to hear my breathing heavy because the hill, not easy, and I'm not in the best shape. Wait. Um. Vesabella.
How you know there's a Isabella?
Look, the street is to the wood bar. And that's it, yeah?
Yeah, that is him. Yeah, that is it. So you know this? That's circular. Yeah, look at his house there. Yes, and look I think City Corporation. Yeah.
City
Yeah, that's
Corporation.
circular. That blue building right there.
Right down here?
Yeah.
Right down here?
Yeah, this one right there, that's City Corporation. Like you see the pond from up here.
So we are making our way to the second destination, the Haji Shafiq Rahman Play Park. This park was built to honor the late Haji Shafiq Rahman. He is the founder of the Anjuman Sunnat ul Jaman Association, also known as AJA. He also started an auto and gasoline retailing business after coming from India. The play park was formally opened on December 17, 1988 by the Honorable Lincoln Myers, Minister of Food Production, Marine Exploration, Forestry and the Environment. So we can see that the area is well kept, nice and clean. We have some artwork, and to me it looked fairly new, so we know that they are doing maintenance. I don't think it would have anyone around this time because it was Sunday morning, bright and early. Even the Oasis Garden that we saw beforehand were having church service, so there wouldn't be anyone playing. But hopefully, throughout the week, there is children or families coming onto the hill and enjoying the hill for a little recreation, or the weekend, depending on how busy. But this play park holds many of my childhood memories where our family would take us to the hill and there would be many other children playing. There were seating areas and washroom facilities still present today, which is well kept, I must say. I'm not so sure about a long time because I always thought it was dirty, but it's well kept. Most of the area incorporated education, as we can see by the tablet on butterflies, which explain the formation of caterpillars into butterflies. We can clearly see that the writing is fading away because it was there for a long time. And I knew that because I would often read the signs and not understand. So this area here was a trail my cousins and I used to pass to come up to the play park. A little shortcut to come up to the play park because San Fernando Hill a little big. And then we'd be able to come up here and we would play and have fun till it's time to go home. So as we make our way to the final destination, which is the top of the hill, I remembered reading an article that talked about an indigenous flower to the hill called the Habenaria alta. However, I'm not sure if it exists today. Highly doubt. But because of that, I took pictures of the flowers, even though I knew it wasn't the flowers. But when we came at this section here, I was a little confused because I was like, since when San Fernando Hill have two entrances to go by the lookout? Because I remember coming up to the lookout when I was small, it was one area going up to the lookout. And my cousin was explaining to me that it could be because of the quarrying, because there was illegal quarrying that was mentioned in newspaper articles that happened where certain companies would have quarried the hill illegally for resources. So this is a sign that talks about the rules for using the facilities, and along the hill there are a lot of notices, caution signs. The sign is talking about the hill being run by the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries. They are welcoming us to the hill, and this is what the hill looks like. The top of the hill looks like. It's very nice. It was very quiet. Again, I don't know how many people utilize the hill because this is the first time I came on the hill in a very, very, very long time. So over here was a little pond area that used to have fishes, but it doesn't have fishes. It dried up right now, but there's another pond area to our left that you'll see with some fishes like koi fishes and stuff like that. I was trying to determine what type of tree this is because I wasn't sure, but it looked familiar, especially in the area, the Monrepo area. Sure, I saw it when I used to visit my aunt in the area some places. So this is the area mentioned earlier with the fishes. Just small core fishes, and there's a sign stating not to feed the fishes. Another view of the hill on that side, and then we decided to look at the hill from another side. So again, we see in the wharf area by the little curvature. So again, that would be more to the northwest side, and this side would be the eastern side of the hill that we're coming up to at the side here. While researching this project, I came across an article from 2021 that showed the indigenous people from the Waro tribe coming towards the hill with a younger member, and the person who came with her was the leader, and he explained that the hill holds significance to their history and that they are still fighting to get access to this land, as well as they talked about their history disappearing. So they also want to let us know, members of this country, that the indigenous tribes still exist, that they hold importance, especially in San Fernando, where this town was built upon. So this marks the end of the hike of San Fernando Hill. This point is normally referred to as the highest point of San Fernando Hill.